Hey, welcome back, my fellow humble investors. It's me, E.T. Clark. And remember, I am not your financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a self-taught investor who likes to talk about stocks and companies in particular. I love talking about Humbl. We've got a lot to get through today. I'm going to go over my takeaway from the investors call on the 7th of May. We're going to take a look at the price performance of Humbl as well as Forwardly. And also I'm going to show you guys the performance of my ETX. Remember, back on the 29th, I signed up for the ETX, and I want to give you guys an update on the performance of that. And at the very end of the video, I'm going to have a commentary, some information I would like to share with you. So stick around for that. Let's get to it. All right, my takeaways from the investors call. I have a total of 7 takeaways from it. The very first one was talking about the pending blockchain patents. The pending blockchain patents. On the investors call, he showed 2 that was in the pending status. What they were and the application of them, I have no idea. However, it was dealing with blockchain, which is always a great thing. He definitely talked about, and this was much anticipated, was the share structure. A couple things he brought out, and let me just kind of go over them right here. He said this is the way it's pretty much structured right now, and that is him being the CEO has 45.2% of those B preferred shares. And he's already promised to not do anything with those until the end of 2022. So you can consider those locked down for, almost the next year and a half or so. So you don't have to worry about his portion of it. And even once that happens, once we get to the end of 2022, I don't think he's going to go all in right then and there. So also he talked about the other 16.5% is for Humbl leaderships, their directors and managers and so forth. That's the other 16.5. He did talk about making sure that he put restrictions on them. He didn't say exactly what, but bottom line, I don't feel that we're going to see any of them doing anything right away. But you got to keep this in mind also. This here is also locked until the end of December of this year, the end of this year. The other 38.3% is with angel investors. Angel investors are could be friends, could be family, could be anybody that's classified as going to be a venture capitalist who invested money there. Now, they're not going to fall up under the same rules. They're not going to fall up under the same rules of him, and he can't really put any type of restrictions on them. But the bottom line, this here is locked up until the end of December of this year, 2021. Now, with all of that being said, we got a couple of locked up. This one's locked up to the end of 2022, 21, and this one here is going to have some restrictions on it. Bottom line is this here, at the end of 2021, this year, by that time, we should have about at least 3 financial reports that will have been audited and published. By the end of his promise, Brian Foote's promise, we should have a year and a half, we should almost have about 2 years of financial reports. Trust me, if the numbers are good, the growth is good, debt management is good, if we end up going to uplisting to the NASDAQ, we start getting some institutional investors, this may be a moot point. All right. He also talked about the M&A. Humbl just recently acquired a company called Monster Creative LLC. And let me just read exactly what this is here. All right. Monster Creative is a leading creative advertising agency in the entertainment space. What's going to happen is that Monster will continue to do independent operations on its Hollywood studios while collaborating with Humbl in creating multimedia, NFTs, and ticketing experience for clients in sports, music, entertainment, fashion, and gaming, also photography. Now, just so that you have a little history of this company here, Monster Creative, is behind some of the trailers like Transformers, Spider-Man, Terminator, Star Trek. They've worked with Netflix on like Jack Ryan and Narcos. And the purchase price for this, it was $7.5 million in Humbl common stock. So I think that's going to be a great acquisition to the Humbl family here. He talked about revenue. He said the revenue is coming in from Humbl Pay, the marketplace, and the financials, all three platforms. He didn't say how much, but they're coming in. All right. He also talked about ticketing. They've reached one of their milestones. One of their milestones was they generated $1 million in ticket sales within the last 30 days. And that's just going to get better. As the country starts to open up, that's going to start to increase. He talked about the NFTs. Really, you can tell that the NFTs are going to be that potential cash cow for the company. And that's probably why we acquired Monster Creative, is to help out with that. He mentioned the NBA Top Shot. Is it Top? Yeah, Top Shot. That they are generating $350 million per month from their NFTs. So that's just to show you. That's just the NBA. That just shows you that NFTs could be a potential cash cow for our company. Also, he mentioned that they are definitely in the works of improving the mobile pay and the ETX to make it a lot better experience for the customers. So those are my takeaways from the investors call. Now, I watched another YouTube video talking about Humbl, another Humbl investor. His name is Nathaniel from Beyond Electric. And one of the things he said that really caught my attention, and it makes a lot of sense, and I agree 100% with him, and I'm glad that he said it. He was saying that Humbl's in the same place that Tesla was in. And what I mean by that, what he went on to explain, is that he said in the electric car industry, Tesla is the standard. And the reason why is because Tesla built the electric car around the battery. Well, all the other established car companies, they kept their car and they tried to retrofit and make their cars electric. Didn't work. Humbl is doing the same thing. We're building our platforms around blockchain technology. And a lot of the established fintech companies that are out there, you know, the leader being probably PayPal, or which is PayPal, they are trying to retrofit blockchain into their current platforms in operation. And it's probably better to build it around. And so I think that gives us a tremendous advantage. Time will tell. Also, one other thing I wanted to point out, just in case you didn't see the investors call. Brian Foote is only getting paid $1 per year as the CEO of Humbl. He stated that. So that tells you right there, you know, he's definitely got skin in the game. He wants this company to be successful. That's how he's going to make his money. That's how we're going to make our money. So if you want to take a look at the investors call, I'll have a link in the description below. I'll also have a link for Nathaniel's, the Beyond Electric, that he, you know, gave that illustration of Humbl and Tesla and how we're building everything around that blockchain technology. I'll link that in the description below as well. So let's take a look now at the price performance. All right, let's go over the price action for Humbl week ending May 7th. All right, as always, I'm going to keep this up here. This is just shows you the authorized shares, the maximum number of shares allowed for Humbl stock, which is 7 million, 7.4 million, billion. I'm sorry, with the B. Outstanding shares, and that's the shares that are actually issued or sold to investors. I'm just going to keep this up here on a week-to-week basis. The actual price action for Humbl. On Friday, Humbl opened at $1.48 and closed just about $1.50 higher at 149.5. We can see that the volume was a little bit below the 10-day average. And the trend, still a downward trend, but not as deep as it was in the past. And once again, side by side of Humbl as well as Forwardly. As you can see, they normally track, so far as in path and trends and so forth, because they're so closely related. And this here is the short volume ratio report. As you can see on Friday the 7th, you're looking at about 40%, which is below 50. So we actually, the short percentage is actually starting to go down. All right. Remember last week, Humbl was number 2. This week, when it comes to the most search stocks within the last 72 hours, Humbl is back up to number 1, followed closely by Dogecoin. Here's my current position. As you can see, last week I continued to nibble on the 3rd, 4th, and 6th of May. I picked up 100 shares of Humbl each day, so a total of 300 for last week. And for Forwardly, 3rd, 4th, and 6th, 200 shares each, total of 600. Overall, my return on investment is down 47% for Humbl and 34% for Forwardly. One of the things that I want to make you aware of, if you look at my cost basis now went under $3. It's now 281 for Humbl and 38 cents for Forwardly. This here is a quick an account summary of my ETX. Remember, I'm in block 3 and block number 5. Block 3, since the 29th of April, has returned 20%, and block 5 has returned 23.6%. Is that a 6 or a 5? That's 6. So check out my video. I'll have another video. I'll have the link in the description below that actually is going to go in a little bit more detail about this ETX, my ETX account. All right, that's going to do it for the price action.
Come on now.
That's right. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe buttons, followed by that notification button. That'll help out the channel. Thanks. All right, we've seen the price performance of Humbl as well as the ETX. Humbl is the price of Humbl is really almost like a bittersweet story. The bitter part of quite naturally is the current price of the stock, but the sweet part of it is that the current price of the stock gives me the opportunity to continue to build up my positions, to get more shares, to bring down my cost basis. So that way, eventually when the stock starts to show its true value, I'll make money. We'll make money. The company will make money. So that's the bittersweet side of the house. Also with the ETX, the performance of the ETX within a total of 8 days now, that gives me something to smile about. we'll see how that goes. Like I said, this is going to be a 90-day or a 3-month experiment, and I want to see exactly how that goes. Now, one of the things I want to share with you, with the Humbl investors, is that a while back I had somebody that I looked up to told me that the key to be successful in making money was to get in the way of progress, not to be a hindrance or to stifle progress, is to get in the path of progress and try to get ahead of it. If you know the direction it's going, get ahead of it. And one of the examples that he used, because this person was really into real estate, was to buying early in a new subdivision. You know, the people who really make the money are some of the first people in that subdivision, especially if it turns out to be a very popular subdivision. But when it comes to stocks, same thing holds true. You know, you look at Apple, you look at Amazon, you look at Tesla. You know, back in the early days, those people who believed in the company, which were really the officers or the leadership of that company, you know, they believed in it. But also, I'm pretty sure you had some early investors who had believed in it before the big boys got in. And it paid off in the long run. Not initially. I mean, nothing quick. I think somebody said that if you're looking to get rich quick off of this, a lot of times I think we've already had the opportunity, especially if you bought it in, you know, below a 1 cent, and you bought a lot of it, and the price shot up. Yes, there's no doubt that Humbl made some millionaires. But in order to be the next set of millionaires, I think now that it's a matter of accumulating and sticking and staying with the company until the numbers prove you otherwise. That's always will be the caveat for me. I'm definitely 100% on the Humbl until the numbers prove otherwise. But I can't wait to see the numbers, because I honestly believe that the numbers are going to be great. We're going to see where the revenue is coming in. We already have an idea where it's coming in, but we can see the amount. We can start to see the growth from quarter to quarter. And also, another key, just like with anything, is the debt management. All right, so I'm in it for the long run. Time will tell if we're on the right path. I believe that we are. And also, time will tell whether or not Humbl will become the Amazon of digital assets. With all that being said, guys, I will see you next Sunday, if not sooner. You guys take care. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.